Y'all, it's been a long day. I know I look so up. I done been crying. Okay, so let me just give y'all a little bit, because I know y'all don't know everything about me. So, and I probably need to give a little background to this. I don't own the music playing in the background. That's Asia in the living room playing loofah. That's big loofah, not little loofah. But I don't own the rights to whatever she plays in the background. I'm in the bed. That's all that matters to me right now. It's been a long day. Oh, I will be on my step aerobics tomorrow. It's crazy how when you lay down, how everything just kind of protrudes. Oh, it feels so good to laugh, y'all, because it's been a trying day. So over the last 48 hours, I have learned that a young man that has been close to my daughter for about 7 years is now wanted for murder. He's 18. I also learned of another young man. I believe he's under the age of 25. He has just turned himself in for an accidental murder, which I'm going to just say for an accidental murder. And my cousin, one of my younger cousins, her son, who was 11, drowned today at a beach in Indiana. And my uncle, who is the 11-year-old's grandfather, my uncle called me to let me know that a communication needed to go out with this news. Now, the problem, it's not a problem. I am the family secretary. I send out the communications. I take the minutes for the quarterly family meetings. We have family meetings every quarter. We have what is called the Boyd Family Foundation account. We save money for different things. If someone close to the family passes away, out of the family account, we send that family flowers, things like that. And we did it as a way to pay each other out savings every month as well. So it's like once every year and a half, you get like a little bonus check that you ain't really expecting. So, but yes, I am the family secretary. I communicate most of the messages that need to go out as far as the family goes. And I need to turn my ringer off because I can hear her going in and out the door, and the alarm is going to keep popping up on my phone. So basically what happened today is I went to send out the message, and my uncle said, just please make sure that all of you all pray. Please pray. There were two of his grandkids were at the beach, and both of them went under the water. One of them drowned, and the other one they could not find. And he said, Keisha, I just need y'all to pray that they find my other grandbaby. He said the other one they pronounced dead. He has drowned. They couldn't save him, but they can't find the other one. Now, some years back, I had another cousin that was murdered a block over from his house. And I was out there with the family the night that it happened. We all ended up at my auntie's house. There was caution tape everywhere. They had to leave his body behind the house that he got shot in back of and wait on the coroner to come and examine the body and everything. They couldn't move him. December 24th, Christmas Eve day. I normally have, Christmas Eve is my holiday. And basically what happens is everybody comes. We celebrate Christmas Eve together, not Christmas Day. It was a ritual my granny started, and it's a ritual that we carry. I've been doing Christmas Eve for a while now. And I take it as a big deal. So I try to go all out for that night for my family to come over and enjoy each other and eat and play games and just be with each other. And Christmas Eve day, one of my cousins died on a basketball court. And again, that was there's so much unexpected, untimely death. And it's like you don't know how to receive it. But at the same time, when things are being discussed, a lot of time I'm part of the discussion. And today, I started sending out YouTube videos for my family because they weren't reading the emails. They weren't reading text messages, like being at work all over again. You send out a communication, people be like, you sent out something, what'd it say? So I felt like if I started doing YouTube videos for the family announcements, that it would help. So that's how I started sending things out. They were funny. I involved my kids in it and everything. And today, when my uncle asked me to pray, I had already been in my feelings when he told me. My daughter is coming to me asking me all these questions about her friend, and she doesn't understand how he could take a life, and that's not him, and I don't think he did it. And we're conversing about this every day. And in the meantime, she has her father in her ear about other stuff that she just is confused about. And we're trying to get a trunk party ready. Her registration for school still isn't right. She didn't get a whole lot of financial aid. Like, we got a lot going on. And in the midst of all of this, trying to stay strong in front of your kids can be a lot. So I do have my weak moments. I call them my my Fiona Gallagher moments. She from Shameless, y'all. She is someone who, if you ever watch the series Shameless, she is someone who leads her family, and she's strong all the time. She's so strong that when she does have a weak moment, it don't last long. She cries and she goes back to fixing whatever it is that's broken. So I think that people look at me as if I walk around and I'm strong, but I got kids. I have my weak moments. There are times where I want to cry and I can't cry in front of my kids. It's so hard to not show emotion when the emotion is running wild inside of you. And when I get done talking to my kids, I have to go and let that out. And when somebody calls me and tells me that another one of these babies has died, I think part of the problem is everybody doesn't understand my story and how I feel about young kids. And when you don't know that part about me, sometimes you can come off as, I want to use the word trite. If you know what the word trite means, and I'm using it out of context, then feel free to put the correct word there. But I want to say trite. I try to be, I never thought of myself as a words person, but after you done read a dictionary or two, I guess you kind of become one. I'm all about synonyms. Y'all get to know me in the synonyms. I love Dr. Matthew Stevenson. He's a words person. And when he says a word I ain't never heard before, I got to Google it and then I got to use it. But I'm not going to say I was full of emotion to hear my uncle describe what was transpiring, because he called me as they were still looking for this other baby, y'all. The first one was already pronounced dead, and they were looking for his other grandson, y'all. And in the midst of this, he's telling me, I need the family to pray. I need you to get out of communication. I need everybody praying right now. And I'm hearing this. But I'm also remembering the things my other uncle said after he lost his only son. I'm hearing the night that my other cousin was killed and us in the front yard, and my auntie not being able to catch her breath because nobody's understanding what just happened. How did he get shot? Who shot him? Like, I think about these things. I think about the fact that at this point in my life, I cannot possibly understand what it's like to be a grieving mother. I think about these things, and my heart goes out for these young kids who lose their life, and my heart goes out for the parents that have to endure that loss. So today, I cried before I did the message. I did. I got home because when my uncle talked to me, I was driving, and I had to get home because my kids were in the car, and I didn't know what to do for him. He sounded hurt, and I couldn't fathom what if he sounded hurt, what his daughter is sounding like or looking like or feeling. So I had to collect myself before I sat and did the video for the family announcements, uploaded and then send it to everybody. So on the video, it was obvious at the beginning I had been crying, but I had to get out all of the facts that my uncle had already gave me. I can't dig too deep. It's a sensitive situation, but at the same time, I have to ask some questions so that I don't get that kickback of questions and text messages. Well, where were they at? Well, who were they with? Well, how old are they? Well, whose kids were they? I had to get all of that information out of him so that I didn't get bombarded with a whole bunch of questions about something that I'm not near. And that tends to, I mean, we all human. When you communicate something, the first thing people do is go back to who? The messenger. So I had to be mindful of the fact that if I don't get these questions answered, people are going to come back to me asking me a bunch of questions that I don't have the answers to. So let me at least be able to answer something when people start reaching out. He said he wanted somebody to pray. Now, I'm not a Bible thumper. I don't claim to be an evangelist. I ain't walking around here prophesying. I ain't doing none of that. But I don't mind praying. If it's there, I'm going to pray about it. It is what it is. And I didn't have, after I gave them the facts, I said in the video, I don't know what else to say, so let us pray. And I started praying. And in that prayer, because I was praying about these babies and I know the rush of emotions that was coming over me, I wept during the prayer. But it wasn't, I wept. I wasn't sitting here boo-hooing or anything like that. I got a call after the video went out. And the call went something like this. I don't understand. What happened to who? What part don't you understand? I mean, like, I understand you was praying and everything, but like, it wasn't clear. Like, I'm confused. Like, what happened? I said, when I sent out the text message, I put in the text message that the second child was found as this video was uploading. He is alive. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, I read that. But like your prayer I was confused. Now here's something that most people don't know about me. Because I had an auntie tell me the other night. She was like, yeah, you do got a mouth on you. I can't stand liars. I can't stand BS. And I can't stand for people to talk down to me. Don't talk to me like I'm your kid. So what I've learned, and this is something my kids say that they will never master. What I've learned is humbleness comes so easy to me. And it comes easy to me because silence speaks volumes. Did y'all know that? So as this person sitting here seeming like they all over the place, and I know what I said in that text, in that video, I clearly stated whose child had passed away, the name of the child, and the age of the child. I then went on to say that they are looking for the other child who belonged to so-and-so, and this child is also this age. Y'all please pray that they find this baby alive. This is what I'm called. This is what I'm starting to pray. So as this person is well, I think it just confused me when you started praying. I didn't have no words. Because number one, you called me, I almost cussed. You called me with this BS, I swear. That's how I was feeling. You called me with this BS and you don't know my frame of mind because of all of this. I got to get this information, retain it, soak it in, and then try to hand this off to a bunch of people for them to process without taking into consideration what may be going on in my house, how my day may have went, how I might have felt when my uncle called me about his grandbaby. You don't know nothing about how I'm feeling right now. And that's the first thing you supposed to do is call me with that. I had somebody ask me, why you ain't sharing your videos with everybody? I think that answers it. I think the people that are the most critical of us are those that are closest to us. And what I don't want is for somebody else to take my testimony and make it about them. I don't care if a brother and sister live in the same house together. Do they share the same experience? Because we all have our own vision. You got your way of feeling as though this is how this life should have went for me, and I got my own way. It does not mean that they share the same. It don't mean they share the same experience. How you felt about what went down, I may not feel that way. People talk mess about stuff and they think it's funny, and sometimes you have people sitting there thinking, I don't think that's funny. So rather than me sharing things with those that are closest to me, the way that God gave this to me, he said the people that you're supposed to be helping ain't in your family. God made that very clear. He said you're going to be helping people outside your family. Your family can't understand what you've been through. That's not he told me clear as day. I kid you all not. I was sitting there like, but everybody is talking about so-and-so and what so-and-so has achieved and all this other stuff. Maybe if I share with them what I've been working on. God woke me up in the middle of the night that night and said, I never told you your family was your audience. I had to really take that to heart. Like, okay, so who my audience? He said the rest of the world. I never told you that you were supposed to be teaching your family anything. If you've lived with everybody in your family and they are all part of your cycles, your traumas, your good, your bad habits, things you are running from. If they, and I ain't saying that because I don't come from a bad family. We're dysfunctional, but I think that's every family. I ain't gonna lie. We put the funk in dysfunction. Everybody's crazy. And what makes everybody crazy is everybody in my family is a boss. How you come from a whole family of bosses and think that there is not going to be some mess? Everybody think they right all the time. There's always a debate. It's always something going on. The biggest debate in my family is the Bible versus the Quran. When that debate starts, I go home. Kid you not. I'm not about to sit. No. It ended in a fight one day. I'm going to leave that where it's at because that's probably a sensitive subject for people in my family. That ended in a fight one day. I'm laughing at it now. I wasn't laughing that day. It was scary. But yeah, my family is crazy. They cool. They cool people to hang out with. But that don't necessarily mean that they understand any of the stuff that I've endured. This is me and what I saw, what I felt, what I went through, what I put myself through, what I put my kids through. This is my story. It's not theirs. I told y'all before in another video, your testimony ain't my testimony. But you do have people that will take your testimony and they will try to turn things around or sabotage it. And I don't have time for it. You're not going to sit here and hand me my feelings about nothing I went through. That's just the way I feel about it. So I made the decision when all of this kicked off that my audience out the gate was not going to be my family. I wasn't expecting for my family to start buying that first book. That's not who I'm looking for. That's not who I'm looking for to buy that book. That's not who I'm looking for to help. I'm looking to help at least one. And from where I sit, nobody in my family has ever walked a day in my shoes. So how can they possibly relate? So why is it that I'm sitting here thinking that when I speak my story, that they can actually relate to it? No. I shared one of my videos and somebody came back and was like, this is the realest thing I've ever heard. She said I had to listen to it 3 times, Key. And I was surprised because I didn't expect that feedback. She said, I laughed and I cried. She said, because there was so much truth in what you said. She said, people walk around here and say that they all right, and they hurting just like you was hurting. They going through the same thing you was going through, but they make it seem as if there's nothing wrong with them. And I told her it took me a long time. It took me a long time before I wanted to share. God done kept me up plenty of nights. I'm going to tell y'all when God started keeping me up. I used to sit up at night having panic attacks because I was stressed out about the fact that the person I was living with was no longer coming home, and I was blowing his phone up trying to get him to answer and asking where he was at when he was coming home, and I'm already knowing he with a woman. And after that ended, God will wake me up every night between the hours of 1 and 2 a.m. I got to a point I said, Lord, why are you waking me up and I got to be up at 5? I don't understand why you keep waking me up every night. I need you to come down here and sit on this bed and tell me why you waking me up every night. I fluff my pillows, turn back over, and I kid you not, this is what came to me. If you could sit up night after night waiting on him, why you can't sit up at night and talk to me? I don't think I was supposed to answer that. I just started preparing myself. I started sleeping with a notebook and a pen. Because what I realized is that it wasn't for me to fight to get back to sleep. It was whatever I give you, I need you to write it down. And you know what he was giving me? The topics I'm giving y'all. He said, I'm going to give you the topics. You already got the testimony. Kid you not. I had somebody just ask me. She said, I need to know where you started putting yourself back together. Like, when did you realize that, like, you were at rock bottom and your life just wasn't working? Because even after I came out of therapy, I got me another place and everything, and it was going okay until I ended up back in court. I ain't got to them talks about court, y'all. They real. Baby. But I'm going to tell y'all what I told her. I'm going to just give it to y'all. There's a video I'm going to release that's going to explain when the reality of my cycles hit me. And when I realized I was doing life all the way wrong. The title of that video is Dead at 40. I'll talk to y'all later.